Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. I had a few technical difficulties tonight trying to get the live stream set up, so I hope you'll join me. We're just going to do a little sewing tonight, some hand stitching. I wanted to show you that I've been practicing some stitching on my sewing machine, and look at some of these pretty stitches that are already built in to my Brother sewing machine. Yes, so pretty. There's the pretty blanket stitch and just some florals, some leaves. And then I've been practicing some of my hand stitching. So that has been fun this week. So let me know in the chat where you're watching from. If you sew, if you want to learn more of hand stitching. But what we're going to do tonight is just kind of begin where we left off. We're going to get some of these snippets sewn together. So if you're sewing along, just grab some thread. I picked out 4 different colors that I'll be working with tonight. So just grab whatever you have. And then I have some in here. So let's get started. So first off, I already sewed down the yo-yo to the button to this piece here. So we'll just take that off, and we're going to take this one and we're going to do some stitching around the edge here. I just took some little pins to pin it in place. So I have to grab a needle and some thread, and I think around the edge I'll use some of this brown. And I usually grab like an arm's length because I do the 6 strands and that can get kind of thick. And take my handy dandy needle threader here. It might not work for that one. We might need a different one. There we go. Put that in there. Bring that needle out, and hopefully we can thread it. There we go. And then we'll put a knot in the end. Some people ask what slow stitching is all about. And I think it's about the process rather than focusing on the end result. It encourages you to slow down, be present, and find joy in the art of sewing, right? Alright, now I've got a knot. We're just going to go around the edge here. I'll just come up right here. And then I'm just going to take some running stitches around the edge. And remember, I think I told you in the previous video that And this is quite thick. This is a chenille on the bottom. So it may take some finagling, but that's okay. That's part of the process, right? And these are not tight stitches or anything. We just want to get it stitched down. These types of stitching projects, they're kind of primitive and they're perfect for if you want to do some embroidered art. And they're unique pieces because you sewed them yourself, right? People actually do quilts, home decor, which is kind of what I'm doing here. This is going to be an art piece. I'm going to put a backing on it, and then I'll do a video to show you how I make my tobacco stick easels, and that's how we will display it. You can do slow stitching to make fabric journals. I might have to get my pliers out, right? This is not, it's kind of tight. And maybe I should have taken it down to 3 strands, but that's okay. That's how we learn, right? Or maybe use a bigger needle. And I'm sorry if it's kind of jiggly, the camera. There we go. It eventually comes out. So maybe I just want to take one stitch at a time. Right. It does not have to be perfect. You can use different colors. You can use natural elements, leaves, right? It's all about slowing down, enjoying your time, doing these kinds of projects. Sharing it with others. And I'm not worried about the spacing or anything like that. We just want this tacked down. Yep, you may have some tangles from time to time, and that's okay. Just tug on it. It's perfectly okay. There we go. And then we'll just take a stitch into here. Cut that off. Put it in the stitch basket. Then we'll come to the back. just make a tiny knot. Alright, so that piece is tacked down, but I'm going to show you something. And we'll just cut that thread. And there's the beginning of our little hymn, the Old Rugged Cross. Yeah, we probably should cut that. There we go. I like how that's looking already. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of this black thread. And we're going to make a few musical notes. But first I got to find a needle that has a larger head, right? I think maybe this one. We'll try. This seems to be a bigger needle. I'm not sure if I need a bigger needle, but if you're jumping on and taking a peek, feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're from. If you need to, you can add some beeswax. It helps you to thread everything a little easier. There we go. Now let's see how this needle reacts. Much better. Okay. And then we're going to need a knot in the back. Okay. Now to make our little musical notes, what I'm going to do is take a French knot, and this is experimental. I have not tried this yet. So I'm going to take the needle through, and for the French knot, I think what you do is you wrap several times and take it back near the hole where you came out of. Hold on to this. Take it through the back. Kind of hold on to this. Nope, that did not work, which is fine. We're going to try it again. It's all about learning. It's all about the process. Got our cross in there. Okay. And we lost our thread. So I'm not sure how much we'll get done tonight on this live stream. We might have to keep working on this, huh? There we go. Now we're going to take our thread, if I remember right, wrap it around. I have quite a few knots in there. Take it down where we started. probably too many knots because I have a mess going on here. All right. Try this again. Okay, come up. Maybe I have to do it down here. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, I think I remember now. Come down here. And then take it in here. Holding on to this thread. Yeah. But I think I need to round it off because we want this to be the bottom of the musical note. So then we're going to go a couple times here. And then I think we can round it off by going back here. And it is tangling up a little, but... Alright, now we have something that's kind of round. So then I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the side of this French knot. I lost my thread again. So I'll get that back in there. Just snip it. This is probably why I only need like 3 strands, right? But I really want the look. I really want the thickness. So if anyone has any tips on how to keep those 6 strands together, just let me know. Alright, I think I've got it. We have to maybe twist the other way and pinch. That might work. I don't know if I'm going to get them all in there. There we go. Yay. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is just take some stitches and make a line. And you just kind of have to figure out where you're at. There you go. And we'll take another stitch right below that. Kind of like a back stitch. And then up and back. There we go. Maybe one more. And then back. And then come back up at the top. And a stitch there. And there we have it. A musical note. And then we'll just tie that one off. Make a knot. Call it good. So that is really cute. I had to leave room for this. That's going to go there. And I think we'll do one more musical note there. But I think I need a longer, and I think I'll use this embroidery thread. It's black and I don't think I'll have any issues with it. It's a little thinner. I think that's the only black one that I have like this. I do want to get some other colors because it's kind of thinner, but I have a ton of this to use up. So, all right, let's do a knot. There we go. And then we'll do another musical note right there. So we come up, wrap a couple times, go back in, hold on to the thread. There we go. We have stuff all over here. And then for this one, we'll start and just do that back stitch real quick. Right there. And you just enjoy the process. And then I'll come over, make the little curlicue there. And this one's not as thick. There we go. And I think what I'll do is to thicken it up. Come back up there. And just go over it twice. And then I can go back down here with a series of back stitches. Come up by that French knot. And I think I'll add on to the French knot. Right there. It will get caught on there from time to time. Yeah, and then that extends it a little bit. And then I'll come back right there. Maybe make a little thicker of our French knot. I was also practicing the colonial knot, but I just was not getting the hang of it. But it does take practice. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm liking my musical note, but maybe if I come over here. Right up there. Yeah. That is perfectly fine. I am good with that. Maybe. Maybe if I go and just do a quick, just make a running stitch back up to the side. And I've totally ruined it, haven't I? Maybe this could be what you don't do. So I just had to keep thickening up that circle. Right? That's what happens when you start these kinds of things. And then come down here. Put it in there. There we go. See what happens? You're like, oh, maybe I could go over here and put a stitch or two. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's put that in there. There we go. Well, yeah, that could be over a little more. I think you could tell it's a musical musical note. So we'll go ahead and tie that off. Cut it. We'll be done with that. But I just wanted to show you how you can make your own stitches. Just like that. And then I think what I will do is add this piece. And I'm just going to take a couple stitches around here to stitch that down. And that will actually be some of this pretty cream colored thread. So we'll just take some thread. And for that, I can use a smaller needle. And then I'll just put a quick knot in. Okay. First I'll come in underneath here to start. And we're just, I guess I could have just double stranded that one, right? So we'll redo that. Yeah, we'll go double on that. And then we'll put a knot in. Alright, now we've got a really nice knot. We'll come in from behind here. And then we're going to take our piece, figure out where we want it, and just start tacking that down. And then wherever you want to tack it is perfectly fine. Because this piece is not going into a journal where it would be too thick to close or anything. It's an art piece, so it'll be fine. Don't get it stuck around the button. That would not be good. And I think sewing allows you to step away from the rush of life. You can find some solace in the simplicity of handiwork, right? It gets so crazy out there, and you just need a way to relax. And you're just going to make sure that this is tacked down. You really can't see the tiny stitches, but if you do, that's perfectly fine, right? It's kind of like when you have an old quilt and you can see the tiny stitches. Alright, alright, then I need to come back to this side and tack down a little bit. This piece here. If you're a slow stitcher or machine stitcher, what are your favorite projects? I only learned how to sew maybe 8 years ago, I want to say. My mother-in-law gave me a sewing machine, and then she gave me some lessons, and there was no stopping me after that. And then I really got into hand stitching, just this slow type stitching, because I am not an embroiderer, because I've been a typist all my life as far as jobs go, and it's just too hard on my hands. But I do enjoy this kind of work. Alright, so that part is done. And it is actually ready to be attached to this piece. So we'll move our other pieces. And that's why I have something like this, so I can put my pieces on there. As we put this together. So we're going to take it to the sewing machine and just stitch around this to attach it. Here's some little pieces I've already attached using the sewing machine. And look at those stitches. They are so cute. So, we'll move some stuff around here. We just have to decide which stitch we want to use. And I'll try to move this back without too much jiggling, so that you can see the sewing machine. Alright. Hopefully that's enough light so you can see. I think I'm going to do first I'm going to do a test because I kind of like this little zigzaggy thing, and that is all right. Let's try that, and this is going to be kind of hard because I'm also got a camera in here. I have to put my needle down. And it might be kind of loud, so I do apologize for that in advance. And it kind of looks like that. So I'm going to try to widen that, take it up to 4, and increase the stitch length to 2, and see what that looks like. Yeah, I kind of like that. But I'm not sure. It's a little wider. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot, huh? I'm not going to pin it or anything. We're just going to go for it. Doesn't matter where you start. And then we're only going to come up to that flower there. Here's what it looks like on the back. Just snipping off some threads here. And then we're going to do this other side. We need to come this way and go down. So I think what I'll do is take it under this way, start where that flower was, needle down, and then we'll turn. And we'll take it out. And that is fusion stitching. And I think it comes out so cute. It's not perfect at all. Alright, so I'll be finishing up this piece. The next video will be me coming back to show you the finished piece. And I'll show you how I put together the easel for the display. I'll show you the backing that I'm going to use for this, just so that it can sit up straight on the easel. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if there's anything else you'd like to see on my channel, I would appreciate it. If you get a chance and you liked what you saw, give the video a like. I would really appreciate that. It helps YouTube to know that I'm here. Subscribe. That would be wonderful. I would really appreciate that. And until the next video, God bless.